Hi guys, I'm Gasha. Welcome to the channel and welcome to our coffee times together. Today, as you can see from the title, we're going to say goodbye to some books. So since I started my booktube journey, and it is true what happens when you start your own booktube channel, I started ordering way too many books and I even got some subscription boxes, and I was enjoying my best booktuber life. But it comes to a point where you have to make decisions in any collection. My movies, my Funko Pops, and also my books, you have to downsize at some point and you have to make decisions. I am somebody that loves way too many different genres and types of books, and so I am always tempted to order all of these different kind of things, and it comes to a point where you just have to accept that you cannot hoard everything in your apartment and you have to make better choices. What I mean by better choices is try to buy physical books only of those books that you truly think you're going to love or you are more interested in. And all the other ones, maybe wait until you read them in ebook form and then decide if you want a physical copy or not. So I have been downsizing my book collection for the past year or so, and I have a bunch of books that I am going now to either offer for cheap on Depop or just completely give to one of those companies that we have here in Germany that collect secondhand books, so that I have them out of my apartment and I can focus on creating the book collection that I really want to have for the future. And so these books, it doesn't mean that they are the worst or that I did not enjoy them or anything like that, but they have to go. So I'm here to let you know why. I'm gonna go through them as quickly as I can because I don't think they need a lot of explanation, but I know you guys like to watch Unhaul videos. I love to watch them myself, so I decided before I ship all of these books away, I will let you know which books are going.
It's coffee time!
So first of all, let's talk about the books from Owl Crate that I am going to let go of. These ones are the ones that I'm going to resell on Depop just because they are signed by the author, so they're a little bit more special, so I want them to find a home, somebody that's really gonna love them. I did read the books, but they were just like basic, 3-star books or less, so there's no point of me keeping them, but because they are signed by the author, I feel bad just to send them to a secondhand store, so I just want them to find a good home, so I'm gonna try to find them a nice place. The first one is Mirage by Sumaya Dodd, and I really did enjoy this one, but it was something that I'm not gonna reread, and I just feel like it has to go. The next one is From Twinkle with Love by Sandhya Menon. I really love her novel When Dimple Met Rishi, and I really did love that one. This one was just meh for me, so it has to go. The next one is one that I really enjoyed, but I also don't see myself rereading, and that is Pride by Izzy Zoboy. I really enjoyed the story and the take that they did on Pride and Prejudice and the representation that the book has, but honestly, I'm not gonna reread it. The next one is Amber and Dusk, another YA fantasy that I just gave 3 stars to, so also no reason for keeping it. Same goes for Grace and Fury, another YA fantasy. And the last one is My Plain Jane. This is the only one that I am getting rid of that I still have not read. I just don't see myself reading this, even though the concept really intrigues me and sounds like something I might enjoy. This is supposed to be the second book, but it can be read separately. However, if I ever feel the need to read these books, I can just get them in ebook form. Next, let's talk about a book that I just read in the month of May, and I just did not love it as much as I was supposed to, and that is Pine by Francine Toon. This is a 2020 release, and I had to drag myself through the book. I was excited because it was kind of like horror supernatural, but it was just so boring, and I'm never gonna reread this. It took me a lot to even get through it. So it's a 2020 release, and I hope somebody else can enjoy it. Next is the Hunger Games paperback trilogy, because I read these ones originally and really enjoyed them, so I got myself the hardback copies So I decided I do not need 2 sets of this trilogy. Let's be honest, even though they have different covers and all of that, but I decided to get rid of the paperbacks and just keep the hardcovers. The next one is another book that I have 2 copies of. I won this one, so this one was free, but I'm not gonna keep it. That is On the Come Up by Angie Thomas. Absolutely love the book, but I do own a hard copy of it, so I'm not gonna be needing this one, and somebody else that has not read the book can profit from it. Next we have The Merciless by Danielle Vega. I read this one, I was really excited, I really wanted to love it, but it just lacked strength for me, and I'm not gonna move forward with the series. Somebody else that I know, that I trust, read book 2, and they told me it just gets worse. So I'm just gonna trust that and not put my energy and effort into this series. If I ever want to give the second book a try, I can always just see if the ebook is available and see if I like it, but I don't need to keep the copy of the first book if I didn't enjoy it so much. The next one is also kind of like a newer release, and that is Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. I buddy read this with a couple friends, and honestly it was not for me. It was so messy, it was so complicated to follow, and it was not enjoyable at all. So I thought I would reread it at some point, but it's not gonna happen anytime now. And if I want to reread it in the future, like I said, I can always try to get a ebook copy, or if I want to have a physical copy again, I can always repurchase it. But it's just gonna be on my shelves for no reason. I'm not gonna pick up the next book as soon as it comes out or anything, so it's better if I just let it go to somebody else that it's gonna love it. Next we have 1,000 Beginnings and Endings. I read the first couple of short stories. This is a short story compilation, and I thought I was really gonna love it because it is Asian inspired, but the stories were just meh and boring, and I tried to finish this for like a year and it didn't happen, and they are short stories, so I don't think I'm ever gonna finish it. Next I have a couple of graphic novels. The first one is This One Summer. I bought this one for a readathon. I read it, really enjoyed it, but I'm never gonna reread it, and I'd rather keep my graphic novel collection more towards, you know, superhero, science fiction, and horror, and this is just contemporary, so I'm gonna get rid of this one. And the other one is one that I did enjoy the first volume, but I don't see myself buying the rest, and that is Moonstruck, another one that I bought for a readathon. Like I said, I enjoyed it, but I was kind of expecting a little bit more from it, and I'm not gonna be continuing. Next I have a bunch of books that I read, I enjoyed, but again, I'm never gonna reread, and I want to keep my collection more on books that I gave 5 stars, or horror books, things like that. So even though I did enjoy these ones, it's better if I let them go. And the first one is To Kill Kingdom by Alexandra Christo. Really enjoyed these kind of darker retelling of The Little Mermaid, but it has to go. Next we have Paranormal Sea by Kirsten White. I enjoyed it, but this was very cheesy, you know, teeny, supernatural. I'm gonna finish the series because I also have volume 2 and 3, and I guess once I finish those I'll also let them go, but for now the first volume I've already read has to go. Next we have Little and Lion by Brandon Colbert. This is one that I really enjoyed, and I love all the representation that the book has, but again, I don't see myself rereading it anytime soon, so I will let it go. The next one is Encounters by Jason Wallace. This was a great exploration of alien encounter in children, but it was very dry, and I don't think I will ever really reread it, so it has to go. The next thing I'm letting go of, and it's gonna be maybe controversial for people that really love YA fantasy, but that is the A Court of Mist and Fury trilogy. This is the 3rd book, but I'm also gonna be getting rid of volume 1 and 2 because I read them, I enjoy them. I didn't love them as much as other people did, but I do think that this is a great YA fantasy trilogy with a lot of steamy parts, and I really did enjoy the story, but I don't feel like I need to keep the 3 volumes or anything. If I ever want to reread them, I think it's fine for me if it's just in ebook form. Next one is A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. The only reason I'm getting rid of this one is because this is not my favorite edition of this book. I really love this book and the story, and there is an illustrated edition that it's much nicer and prettier, so if I ever want to reread it, I will just get that edition. The next one is a book that I thought I was really gonna love, but I didn't, and that is The Bone Witch by Erin Chupeco. I thought I was gonna love this because it has to do with necromancy, so I thought dark fantasy, amazing, I'm gonna love it, but it didn't happen. It was kind of slow, dragging, and nothing really interesting happening, and it was just such a missed opportunity that I did not enjoy. And then I have a couple more books that I did enjoy these ones, but I don't see myself rereading them at any time, and they're never gonna be my favorite books of all time, so they're just taking space on my shelves, to be honest. And for me, they were a one-time read. The first one being The Fault in Our Stars by John Green, a very popular book that I have not read, and I wanted to, so I could also watch the movie. I did enjoy both the movie and the book, but I don't see myself rereading it. And then we have Paper Towns, also by John Green, another one that I did enjoy the book. The movie was not that great, but the book was nice. I'm never gonna reread it though. And the next one is The Lovely Bones, and this is one of those very few cases where I love the movie more than the book. The book was okay, but the movie I've watched a couple of times and I really enjoyed it. I think the book was missing some strength for me, some kind of more like effect on the reader, and the movie really captivated the viewer and really made you feel uncomfortable throughout the whole movie, and I think just the book was missing a little bit of power. And the last book that I'm going to be getting rid of for now, it is Side Effects May Vary by Julian Murphy. I got this one because I really enjoyed Dumpling by her, and I saw this one being offered for cheap, and I decided to grab it and see if I would enjoy this story as well. I thought I was going to be enjoying this because it's also kind of like a hard-hitting contemporary, but it was just not what I thought it was going to be, and I did not enjoy it at all, and so it has to go. So these were all the books that I'm going to be saying bye-bye to. Most of them are all gonna go to the second-hand store so that they can, you know, resell them, get some money out of them. Somebody else will find them that will really enjoy them, and the ones that are signed, I'm hoping to find somebody that really likes the book that now might have a chance to have a signed copy of it, so I'll try to find them nice homes. But for me, you know, there is no need for me to keep these books, and I'm focusing now on building a collection of like favorite books and more horror-oriented content, and so I feel like these ones have to go. I hope nobody was offended that I got rid of any of their favorite books. Like I said, some of these books I read and I enjoy them, and I have nothing against them, but the truth is I'm never gonna reread them, and if I ever have the urge to reread them, I can always get another copy, or I can always get the ebook or the audiobook. It's not like they're going to disappear and they're not going to be available anymore. But I feel like from all the books that I own, these are the ones that I could part with right now. And it felt good to just, you know, get rid of some books and make space for the new. I hope that you enjoyed this Unhaul video, and thanks so much for watching, you guys. Please give the video a big thumbs up for support. If you want to follow me in my other social media, the links are down below. And I hope to see you all in the next coffee time. Bye!